Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the brand new leaks and rumors about the upcoming M1, M2 MacBook Air that's going to release in WWDC of 2022. So today I'm going to be giving you all the brand new leaks and rumors, the most exciting rumors, everything that you need to know, the specs, the design, everything, and bring you into this one video. So without further ado, let's get right into the new video. Yes guys, I have been gone for a long while. I'm sorry about that, but I'm back. We've been transitioning from house, you can tell, in a brand new area, which looks pretty good, you know. Pretty nice, like this house, amazing. So you can see that, like the new background and everything. I'm testing out new areas of the house, see which one does better for, you know, like lighting and everything. So far, again, I think this one is pretty good. But let's just have to see. But now let's get on to leaks and rumors of this new MacBook Air. So of the upcoming MacBook Air. So for the design, slimmer bezels are expected to be one of the 5 things we want for the MacBook Air, right? That's everything we want. Slimmer bezels might mean there might be no notch, and so that means that will be not so slim bezels. If there is a notch, it'll be slimmer bezels like the MacBook Pro, which is better. If you look at the MacBook Pro's bezels, the size of the bezels of the MacBook Pro, they're that thin because it has a notch, and they can afford to be that thin. Otherwise, I'm not sure they'll be that thin. They'll be a little bit more thicker, and that's the best you can do about it. So hopefully here we can have a notch so it can be slimmer. But if you don't want notch, and this MacBook Air might not have a notch, so that'll be pretty good for you. But you know, we'll just have to get used to it at the end. So that's what's gonna be. We don't know about the screen. That's the most we know about the notch. It's one of the things that Apple hasn't really given up anything about. So we'll just have to see what happens with the new MacBook Air. Also, another thing that could happen is that we might get mini LED from the iPad Pro and the MacBook Pro of 2022. So that'll be pretty good. 2021, more like it. So that'll be pretty good. So for mini LED, I think iPad Pro was Apple's test model. From there, they just saw that it was pretty good, and they'll just put it in other devices. They've improved it with the MacBook Pro with blooming issues, because blooming is a serious issue in mini LED. So that's pretty good. So they've improved it, and they're just testing it to see how it does on Apple products. So that's pretty good. So they tested, done everything they need to do with it, and now they're going to do it. That's amazing. So hopefully we can do this, and that means that the display will be bumped up to 1000 nits of max brightness and 1600 nits of max brightness for HDR content editing. So that's pretty good too. That'll be amazing for display. People who want good display, good OLED blacks, that's amazing. Hopefully if there's mini LED on this, it'll be pretty good. But let's just hope and see what we'll have to do. As for the design of the MacBook Air, you know, like the colors and everything, we're expecting a brand new redesign. As of course, you know, more, like those MacBook Pros that came out, you know, that flat design. It'll be thinner than that. So just think of that flat design, just thin, just way thinner than that. Apple will be ditching the wedge shaped design that's so iconic to the MacBook, and just sticking with that design, which will make it more boxy and, you know, and a nice block shaped thing. So, or like, you know, flat rectangular thing. So that'll be pretty good for design, and just overall stealth, sleek looking. So that'll be pretty good. And that's what base, and the colors will be pretty good. Be about the same. Just imagine the M1 iMac into a MacBook Air color. So that's what's gonna happen. Apple's, like, with the cheaper options, they're just testing out for more, you know, like their nice colors and stuff, variants. So that's gonna happen with this M1, M2 MacBook Air that might launch in the WWDC of 2022. We don't know when it's gonna launch. Most likely in that event. That'll be amazing. So I mean, you can have the new macOS with the new Mac, which will make sense, which will be optimized for the M2 and Final Cut Pro, and whatever else will have to be optimized for that chip, which makes sense. And that'll be pretty good. The new redesign will be amazing. Get the flat edge design. For the ports, we're not yet so sure yet. We'll just see. MagSafe is definitely coming back, that's for sure. But MagSafe is definitely coming back, but we don't know about the others. Apple might need to put in more ports to do competition for like other PCs, but we don't really know. They're gonna move to MagSafe, that's for sure, because they moved to MagSafe on their MacBook Pros. But we don't know what's gonna happen with this one. It'll probably just have MagSafe as usual, but maybe just have only USB-C ports. What they could do is pretty good, is just toss an HDMI port and an SD card slot and call it, and that'll be it. That's pretty good. But if you want to do some nice productivity on the MacBook Air, connect to some nice monitors, expect to have some pretty nice dongles on your MacBook. So ports are not coming back anytime soon. But I mean, at least you can have some SD and HDMI. That'll be pretty good. But no USB ports, pretty sad. Hopefully they can do that, but I don't think they're going to do that. Just keep like the sleekness of the machine. They probably won't do that. Just USB-C, MagSafe, SD, and that's about it. For the Ministry Code's protection for the whole new form factor would be to see how the rumors are on the way, but usually they're constantly updating, so we might get some ports, we might not. But let's just hope that let's all take this with just a little bit of speculation, because we don't know what's going to happen with the machine, the ports, the situation. So let's just hope that it does have at least an SD card slot at the most. So at least maybe just USB ports, which is pretty sad. But let's hope we'll have more, more ports. That'd be pretty good. As for the specs of this machine, Apple is testing the M2 chip on various machines, up to 9 devices. Bloomberg has said, so that's pretty good. And it will have the M2 chip, so we assume those 9 devices would be the iMac, M2 iMac, this MacBook Air, and the upcoming Mac Mini. That'll be about 9 devices, maybe with 3 variants of each device. So let's hope that's true, because that'll be amazing. That'll be more products, and that'll be the new iMac as long do. Let's hope they can do a good redesign on the iMac, because it's pretty bad. I mean, it's better than what we had before, right? Those chunky bezels, but it's still not as good. So as the chin, at least just take out the chin and just leave those bezels on, and that'll be amazing. But let's just hope how that new iMac might do. I might do a new video on the iMac soon. But yes, we're doing this MacBook Air will be pretty good. It'll have the M2 chip. We're going to have a 4nm process code, and the M2 is expected to favor efficiency over raw power. So it'll be above the M1 Pro in power and everything, but it will be just below the M1 Max, which is expected. But we'll just have to see what happens, because the M1 Max chip is pretty good, and the M1 Ultra and the M1 Ultra is way better. But the M2 just be like right below the M1 Max, so it will be pretty powerful, better than the M1 Pro, but just not as powerful as the M1 Max. The max RAM will probably be 16 gigabytes as usual, and for storage we'll have up to 1 terabyte, which is pretty good for those Mac storage. Which is pretty good. As for the configurations, we'll have 8 CPU cores for the M2, and up to 2 or 3 additional graphics cores, which will be up to 10 graphics cores for the M2, and you can assume those 2 or 3 graphics cores are for ProRes decoding video, so that'll be pretty good. And we'll probably get to 16 gigabytes of RAM with 1 terabyte of storage. And Apple will probably do a price of up to $400, maybe even $300, which will be pretty sad, because I mean the price the MacBook Air is about is just right about right. But I think we'll toss in double the RAM, double the storage to justify that higher price. So that'll be pretty sad. Let's hope the price doesn't go up that high. But that's about it. All I have for you guys today. Price will definitely go up. To chip will absolutely be amazing. Yeah, that's about it. Sorry, I haven't been uploading that much videos because we were moving, and now I'm trying to look at the routine back that I have from Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll see how that goes. But I think that's about it for you guys today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.